Pixie. Certainly glad you could join me today. I am really excited about this video because ever since I started watching YouTube videos myself, I've been wanting to share the joy I experience when I try to improve my art skills. So this is going to be fun. I am going to share with you how I stay positive in the face of bad sketches as I'm trying to learn. So I really hope that you find it helpful. Hello, my friends. So let's take a look at my coping mechanisms. First of all, inspirational quotes. Especially progress, not perfection, is really important to me to keep in mind. Also, shout out to Bob Ross. We don't make mistakes, we just have happy accidents. And this gentle reminder that I always prefer to be creating as opposed to not creating. Because that can be easy to forget when you're dissatisfied with what you're creating. But yeah, that's something I like to keep in mind. And here we have just more inspirational quote, really. All right, an actual failed attempt. Or maybe I shouldn't say failed, because at least it was an attempt. I tried to. These are 4 different attempts at the same reference. Lily Tomlin, an actress, if you don't know her, she's on Grace and Frankie, and she's amazing. But yeah, I was just like, ugh, this is so bad. So I wrote myself this note. I tried, okay. It's kind of a constant dialogue between me and my inner critic. I have a few similar examples in this sketchbook. Ugh, this is not fun to be showing you all, because I hate this spread. This color also was a failed attempt to mix an orange. I don't know why I still used it. I think I just dislike wasting paint. So I like to use what I've mixed up, even if I don't like the color I made. But yeah. Anyway, these are both from references that I saw, and I was like, ooh, these are interesting poses. Let me try to draw them. And it was hard. So I wrote myself this little note saying, to future Pixie, be gentle when you drag me. This was the first try and quite difficult. I know, past Pixie, I know. We're gonna get there. This sketch really opened my eyes to how difficult human arms are. Like, how do arms even work? This is wild to me. I did not know what to do. Also, same thing, different reference pics this time of Adele, and I was just super unhappy with especially the first one, so I wrote, I'm learning, with a kind of sassy underlining to keep my inner critic in check. Alright, this pretty shitty doodly spread is actually very important to this video for several reasons. One reason is that I limited the amount of colors I used, which for me makes the pages more fun to look at, and just having a decent aesthetic going just helps me keep my spirits up with regards to my my art journey. It is also important because like my main challenge is to try to draw humans. Like that's what I would most like to get better at. And humans are quite difficult to draw. So I sometimes, when I'm unhappy, I try to think of it as, well, at least you can tell it's supposed to be a person. So that is a starting point. Now, I don't mean that I like settle for a bad drawing, but thinking of it that way helps me be like, okay, this is one step in a journey, and like if the point of art is to visually communicate something, then the fact that you're able to tell that like this is supposed to be a person means it's not a total failure. I hope that makes sense. I don't know, that kind of helps me stay motivated to to improve. By the way, this particular doodle did not start out as an attempt to draw a person. I just started making marks without having decided what I was going to draw. And then I was like, ooh, a 3/4 view, and I want to practice drawing glasses. So I gave them glasses. And then I wrote this speech bubble, I love being vaguely human, to sort of remind myself of the perspective I just told you about. This spread also has a point in handyman. Hello. Now, what is handyman, Pixie? Well, handyman is a cryptid I invented to comfort myself when I completely mess up drawing a hand, so it stops looking vaguely human and starts looking like some kind of alien claw, like right here. So when that happens, I just go, hello, handyman. Fancy seeing you again, and kind of move on. And that just, I don't know, that's just fun for me. I like making stuff up to kind of make the process more fun. I find this to be a useful way to approach mistakes. Here's this again. What else did I have in this one that I wanted to show you? This is just an example of like the cohesive color scheme thing that I was talking about. And like, obviously keeping to an aesthetic doesn't make your drawings better. It's like the point of everything I'm telling you in this video is just to help motivate you to keep going. There are a lot of other videos out there that tell you how to improve in a way that I am not qualified to do. I just want to share my journey with you, and I hope that you will find it helpful in your journey or be encouraged to join me in this art adventure, because I'm having a lot of fun. So yeah, this is my current sketchbook. Let's go back in time. This is the previous one. So here we have progress, not perfection again. And bad stuff is good stuff, because you made stuff. And a picture of my mom in her 20s, because my mom is very supportive. I'm very lucky to have that. I also like to keep mementos glued in sketchbooks. The text here says, "Mom is proud regardless." So sometimes I get tired of the cheesy inspirational quotes and I give myself some tough love. So this is a swatch page of my The Mermaid Markers by Jane Davenport. They're so vivid. Look. Gosh. Anyway. And it says, "Note to self, stop being a piss baby and just do your creative shit." And then I felt that I was too harsh on myself, so I wrote, "You can do it," smiley face. But like sometimes the gentleness just gets to be too soft, and I'm like, you know what, I need to just get my ass in gear. So then I tell myself to stop being a piss baby. This is such a crappy page, but it does have the color scheme thing going for it. And the reason I'm showing you it is because of this little note. I was in an airport trying to sketch someone I saw. So that's why it's so... that's part of the reason it's so crappy. But yeah, I was thinking of a fanfic idea, and I really like this sentence that popped into my head. Muggles don't even know what they have in their museums most of the time. So I just wrote it down, and putting this in here makes this page more fun for me, because like I like this sentence. I don't know if I'm ever gonna do anything with it, but I have it here, and it's fulfilling a purpose. So yeah. This page, I deviated completely from the thing I've been saying about a cohesive color scheme and just used all of the mermaid markers. This page started by just me like drawing some circles, and then I was like, what should I do with these circles? So I try to practice facial expressions with references that I took of myself, and then I put different kinds of hair on them. And I like this page, even though the most of the expressions aren't very good. But it ended up being productive because I found out that I kind of like the dot way of implying like shade and or dimension. I'm not super good with the art terms, but I hope you know what I mean. Yeah. This was just me trying to figure out alcohol markers, which I have not done. And this is just a cute raccoon. Look at his tiny hand. Raccoons are so cute. And yeah, he's gay and ready to fight. Another kind of self-portrait. This page is just, or this spread is just, I really like these colors together, so I use them for 2 layers of gesture drawing. And gesture drawing is really useful practice, and it can look pretty boring in your sketchbook, but you can dress it up just to make the page more fun to look at when you flip through. So that's something I like doing. I love color, but if that's not your thing, obviously you can do it in whichever way you prefer. Here I sketched with a watercolor pencil and just kind of cautiously added some water, and I like this. This is also without a reference, by the way, so excuse the shittiness. And I like that as a way of making a bad sketch more fun to look at when I flip through, because it gives the lines dimension, and I like that. And you can also like pull the pigment out to create little shading. And like I drew this facial expression, and then I was like, what are they looking at? And they're looking at this cactus sticker. Yeah, that's it for this one. Now we're going back in time even further, although not very far. I started this one in October 2017, so it's also quite new. So here is a quite useful approach to the learning process, in my opinion. So these are 6 different attempts at drawing the same reference, and in number 3, 4, and 5, I made notes about the process. So here I marked out the middle to make the composition more accurate to what the reference picture looked like. And here I paid closer attention to the size proportions. Here I didn't look at the reference picture, I looked at my own drawings. And I think at this point I was tired and the note I made is just lol. But yeah, I find it useful to sometimes draw the same thing a couple times and number it and kind of see how it gets better. I find that really motivating because it gives me concrete evidence that practice will pay off. So that's a really great incentive to just keep going. This page is kind of a big mess. These are all without reference in my defense. Here I tried to draw perspective without a reference, which was not something I was in any way ready for. And here I made a forgiving note to myself, or tried to explain. It says, forgot where the vanishing point was, rip. What does reality even look like? Mood. Yeah. This is another fun thing. I was feeling frustrated with how difficult it is to draw humans, so I was just like, I'm gonna purposefully mess up and just drew this super wonky humanish shape and some space doodles. The space doodles I referenced a YouTube video for by, I think, Doodles with Sarah. I'll see if I can find it and put the link in the description. And making mistakes on purpose, I just gotta say, again, obviously none of the things I'm telling you in this video are things to help you improve. There are a lot of YouTubers out there who are more qualified to give you that kind of advice. This is just to help you reconcile yourself with the mistakes you make along the way to improvement, or sharing how I do that, and I hope it'll help someone. The point of this page in this video is just that I made myself the note, no references, because it is hard to draw people without a reference, especially when you're not super experienced with drawing people. But I still like to do it sometimes, but then I usually, not always, but usually write myself the note that I wasn't using a reference. So I'll know in the future and go easy on myself. Yeah. This perspective, why did I attempt this without a reference? It looks like Gollum. Yeah. Another color scheme, total mess. But this is another way to approach a mistake. Make a joke. I think this is funny, but you don't have to agree with me. I tried to draw this cat, and as you can see, it's way too long. This is not what a cat looks like. So I just wrote, what's better than a cat? A longer cat. And then I moved on to my second attempt, which is slightly better. And this is Zayn from One Direction. Previously of One Direction. And here we have the progress not perfection quote again, which is super useful because this spread is quite bad. I was watching a movie, Harlan County, USA, and trying to draw stuff I saw. And yeah, it was quite hard. So these are terrible. But yeah, What else do we got? This is another example of I didn't use a reference and I made a note to myself. But I drew this to convey a mood because this was a bad day. I was not actually naked on the kitchen floor, but I felt like I was naked on the kitchen floor. It was a mood. So I drew it. And I mean, even though the perspective is completely messed up because I tried to draw it from my head, I feel like the mood is conveyed in this face. Yeah. And here, at the end, I have written myself the simple note. Good job! Hello again! While you were watching that, I moved to the sofa, because that's where I like to be. I appreciate you sticking to the end. Thank you for that. I hope you found this helpful and motivating, and I want to encourage you to, if you choose to share some of your process on Instagram, please tag me or use the hashtag #HaveFunMakeStuff. I will put the things here. Whoop. And I will see you again next week with another video. Until then, please take care of yourself, and yeah, like I said, have fun and make stuff.